Nimeona challenges kadhaa, lakini kuna hii challenge ya mabanks bana. Hiyo challenge bana mmetoa wapi jo? Yaani umetulia kiasi, unaona bank zina trend. Yaani Wakenya mnakuanga level nyingine tu hapo bana. Mshasaka hadi tools, hadi formation mshapanga, mko ready kwenda mission. Naamua design ya Kimani Haste, kipiki blinders bana, kibalin style, si ndio? Mmefanya hadi nimeingizia uoga bana. Kuna dhati bobi yangu nilisevuko KCB. Acha niharakishe niende nitoe kabla haijaingia bana. Alafu mnafanya manager wa bank bana. Hawapati amani, wanakosa usingizi.
Yeah manze, I think nimeona hii challenge imekuwa happens ai wase wana simama mbele ya mabanks wakiimba bera chao. Unacheki wanasema if plan B fails jo, itabidi jo manze wase wamfanya Kimani Haste. Wako cooperative, equity, nini, unaona hizo mabanks zote. But kitu moja nafaa kusema ni mabanks wanafaa kuchukulia hizi vitu serious, unaona. Wasifikirie tu ni challenge, chukulie maanani, mtilie maanani juu ase wanaweza wafanya mbaya, mnaweza kwa surprise mbaya. Mnaweza dhani ni challenge, kumbe mtaona moto.
Hii watu wamefanya, they are going to cause a revolution in this country. Na musidoubt ati hatuwezi fanya hiyo kitu. Hii kitu musidanganywe na mtu. Hakuna suluhu ingine, ni revolution peke yake. Revolution in thinking, revolution in strategy, na revolution kuondoa hawa watu even without an election, because people power is supreme. Msingoje mambo ya election. Hapa Sudan mliona nini? Wamama walisimama, kweli ama si kweli? Walisema huyu mtu bei ya mkate imefika hapa, tutamuondoa hii yetu, kwa sababu Kenya is a country of fasts. Kwa Afrika we are a country of fasts. Hapa haitakuwa na damu, haitakuwa na bunduki, hii itakuwa ya wananchi na roho ya Wakenya. That is what is going to happen, and that's what we must follow. Kwa sababu kwa kizungu inaitwa the people's choice theory. Ukiona viongozi ambao wanajitetea mambo yao tu, hawajali wananchi, wananchi wanachukua power and they use the people's choice theory. Wao wenyewe wanaondoa hawa. So musiwa na hofu.
Majenzi, nyinyi ndio the story of the future. Fight for your rights bwana. Sio kukakaa hapo mambo mali yenu ichukuliwe na nini, mumeitolea jasho. Msikubali. Pambaneni, muhakikishe mumepata haki yenu. Mnasikia nyinyi? Sio kukaa hapo tu. Kuna kitu inadumu. But everything is worth a fight for. If you don't fight for it, ikienda mtu asilie. Msimame mpiganie haki yenu. Na mko na hawa watoto wamebaki ambao wako tayari kupigania haki yao. waungane pamoja nanyi. Can't just stand there and let people take your hard-earned sweat. Dunia iendi namna hiyo. Muwe watu ambao hawataogopa, wataishi.
Wanasumbua, wanapiga makelele, sijui mitandao wapi. Hawa watu wako na kazi ngumu sana. Kushindana na mimi, hawa wako na kazi ngumu. Si mambo yao ni kuchora tu kwa internet na kuzunguka na fitina. Hawa watu tawanyorosha asubuhi na mapema.
They weren't brothers. The men standing in this ring are brothers. This is evolution. This is the shield.
Another year ends, another year begins. But for us, now, always, the mission remains the same. 2013 will be the year the shield cleanses the disease of injustice. We answer to no one. Raw.
There's always a plan B.
Partigiano. Porta mi vida, oh, vela chao, vela. Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka.
Is it crazy though?
Video from Sri Lanka shows tens of thousands of people storming the president's and the prime minister's house. Once they were inside, people used the gym and took some selfies. People in Sri Lanka are angry about an ongoing economic crisis. Critics say the economy has been badly mismanaged for years. Sri Lanka buys a lot more from other countries than it sells, leaving it with a lot of foreign debt. In May, the country failed to pay back that debt for the first time ever and has now declared bankruptcy. To make matters worse, the pandemic means the country has less money from tourism, and the war in Ukraine has made food and fuel prices go up. And that means that Sri Lanka just doesn't have the money to buy essential things like food, fuel and medicine. So what happens next? When a country declares bankruptcy, an organisation called the International Monetary Fund steps in. They're likely to lend money to Sri Lanka once they've got certain guarantees about how it will be paid back. But that will be a long and really difficult process.
Did you see this headline about Sri Lanka? The country has collapsed. Now, what happened in Sri Lanka? The government has been borrowing money, and had so many policies that rendered the country broke. Now, the country of about 22 million people said they could not pay back their loans. Yes? Does this sound familiar? Currently, Nigeria is months away from Sri Lanka. Yes. So imagine that you make 10 naira and you're using 9 naira to pay debt and you have only 1 naira. That is the place where Nigeria is. We're using about 90% of our resources to pay back loans. It is not sustainable. But this administration isn't doing very much about it. If we continue like this, there is trouble ahead. Yes? That is why the next election is important.
Sri Lanka's president has finally resigned after protesters stormed his residence and set the prime minister's home on fire. Since the end of March, protesters have been taking to the streets in mass anti-government protests calling for the president Gotabaya Rajapaksa to resign. Sri Lanka has been facing its worst economic crisis in decades due to a variety of factors. They include years of foreign debt, the 2019 Easter bombings, and the COVID-19 pandemic, which ravaged the tourism industry. Now the country is struggling to pay for essential import goods as well as $4 billion in debt this year alone. People are now facing 13 hours of daily power cuts, long lines for fuel, and a shortage of food staples like milk powder and rice. On Saturday, July 9th, demonstrators converged on the capital of Colombo, breaking through police barriers to enter Rajapaksa's residence. Rajapaksa had fled earlier in the day, but protesters cooked curries in the kitchen, lay down on the beds and sofas, exercised in the gym, and swam in the outdoor pool. Rajapaksa has now fled the country, and a state of emergency has been declared.
We are in the President Gotabaya Rajapaksa's bedroom inside the official residence, and what's striking is not only the size of it, but the grandeur really compared with how ordinary Sri Lankans are living. Just to give you a tour of not only his bedroom but his entire sort of wing, we have a huge television set here. Quite a few Sri Lankans are in the room, but they're making sure, so they say, that they look after it and they protect it. So this part of the residence has been sealed off to normal protesters and people who've come to take a look, because they say they want to look after it, because eventually this will be the seat for the president and his official residence again. Even the bathroom is just ginormous. This is the swimming pool that he used behind us. Another very popular site is the gymnasium, and you can see people really crowding into there. It's packed. It's turned from Saturday, a day when tens of thousands of people took to the streets in utter frustration, humiliation of what they've been putting up with for months on end, to almost a sort of festival or carnival atmosphere here. You can see that lots of people have brought their children with them, and that's because the schools have been closed for the last couple of weeks because there isn't enough electricity for people to even go to school. Sri Lanka's economic problems are far from resolved, even with a change of government and a change at the top of the political system. It has burned through all its foreign currency. It doesn't have enough money for food, fuel or medicine. Public servants have been told to take Friday off to go home and grow food. They've also been told that for 5 years they can go abroad and take another job, send that money back to Sri Lanka, and then eventually they'll still have their job here. That's just how desperate this country is. It's begging for money from the International Monetary Fund, from Japan, Russia, China, Qatar. But so far, it just doesn't have enough to be able to satisfy people here. The frustration is continuing to build, even though it seems pretty calm today, but we don't know how long that will really continue for. But for now, though, people are enjoying this rare opportunity to go into one of the seats of power effectively and to see how the other half live. And when you speak to people, they say, how could the leaders of this country possibly know what it is that we're going through when they're living like this and we can barely afford to have 2 meals a day?
Sri Lanka is broke. We need to pay $2.6 billion in foreign debt by the first half of 2023. Sri Lanka will have to repay foreign debt of $2.609 billion while paying interest of $540 million for the first 6 months of 2023 to multilateral lenders despite a suspension in payment. Debt repayment was suspended in April when we defaulted to our debt. We saw rapidly decreasing reserves which were channeled through mismanaged decisions. As explained in one of our previous videos, a default is when a country is unable to meet its financial obligations. The Cabinet of Ministers have authorized the Treasury Secretary, Mahinda Siriwardana, to make the payments within the borrowing ceiling set by the Parliament. The repayments will be within a borrowing ceiling of 4.979 billion rupees set by the Parliament for 2023. And that's
William Ruto, damu ya Wakenya mikononi mwako.
I must have got hundreds of messages overnight to speak about what is happening in Kenya right now. So Here it is. Protests have erupted across the country after the government proposed a new bill which would increase taxes on a wide range of everyday products. The president said that he's introducing these higher taxes with the aim of eliminating the country's national debt, which stands at about $80 billion. And he also argued that citizens were in fact undertaxed. Now, as you'd imagine, this caused outrage and thousands of people have taken to the streets to protest. So far, this movement, which is mostly driven by young people, have been able to force the government to scrap certain tax increases on bread, cooking oil, cars, foreign exchange transactions, and financial services. But because there are still tax increases on things like salaries, housing, and health insurance, more protests are being planned for the rest of the week, and a hashtag #RejectFinanceBill 2024 is being used widely online. The bill is scheduled to come into effect on July the 1st, of course. I'll keep you guys updated.
2 things you need to know today. Number 1, thousands of young Kenyans are marching to State House a day after their protest forced the president to scrap a controversial tax bill. Those marching are calling on President William Ruto to resign.
Kufa dereva,
Kufa makanga.
kufa dereva,
Kufa makanga.
Kufa dereva, kufa makanga.
Kufa dereva, kufa makanga.
There was, I don't know, there was some resistance. That pin, there was some problem with removing the pin. When it finally got off, and then I was just about to throw my stun grenade, I just saw darkness. So I really don't understand what happened, because this is something that I've used, I've gone through them in training. So what really happened is something I can explain.
Kaa usoro, kaa chini. Kaa chini. Kaa hiyo biashara naijua mzuri bwana. Wewe wacha. Kaa chini. Bwana Deputy President. Bwana Deputy President, huwezi kuja Kisii. Sisi kama wa Kisii hatuwezi kuwa kwamba watu ambao unatembea nao, it's not our face. Unatembea na wezi, wash. Hawa watu ndio unatembea na wao around. Unataka tufanye nini? Kwa hivyo tunaomba nataka niseme hakuna vile. Ni wangapi wanasema niendelee? Sasa asante. Nataka nimalize nikisema kwamba sisi kama jamii ya Omogusi, naomba Bwana Deputy President, sisi wakati wewe ulikuwa ODM pamoja na baba, mlikuwa watu wawili pamoja. Watu wetu wa Kisii wengi waliuawa kule Rift Valley. Omba msamaha hapa sasa. Omba msamaha kwa watu wetu ambao walikufa kule Rift Valley. Wewe wacha. Kwa hivyo nataka kusema hii biashara
Imagine a house that is burning to the ground and then you come with a paraffin or diesel to extinguish it.
Ukiweza wachana na mapangale challenge. Mapangale. Kwa vile ina advocate umwagaji wa damu.
Digi. Takayo menje kwanza nimulike. Mbato yoyo. Muna unyonyoi. Mbato! Na sibanji mob. Chaji sibanji sana. Mbato siku zote!
Banja, ambia watu wako kitu dalo. Banja.
So unajua wamedai mimi ni scarecrow. Na unajua God akiumba mtu aliumba mtu akijua.
Yani scarecrow.
Si ndio? Na scarecrow kwanza natesa mzee. Na ukiniita scarecrow umenigua ya kwanza wewe na uovyoi. So wewe muok venye na muok. Mbato!
Marumpoto. Tunawarompa kuwarompa makuntaka.
Cheki. Za kaom tu. Wewe.
Don't do it. Mapangale. Derera kawange dhaka mapangale derera kawange dhaka mapangale
Hey, Mr. King of Promises. Leo nimekuja na panga.
Mimi nataka niwaambie mniangalie macho vizuri. Tafuteni mtu ya kutishana naye, sio mimi.
Waacha makasiriko, najua unatutesa but
derera kawange dhaka mapangale mapangale kata mapangale derera kawange dhaka mapangale
Kea zangu salamu wangu mimi mambo yameshakuwa nahitaji kukua kwanza wina mume utambe na uringe na mimi wina mke ili unichunge ngaro nuru yako kama mbala mwezi na uzuri wa macho yako kama na machozi seruke neumba mama newewa
mapangale Malisa ya tumo wewe derera kawange dhaka mapangale
Nikate dhara hivi. Nikate.
Sikate.
Mimi kama ningeambiwa nitakuwa around mpaka 2040, sijui ningekaa namna gani. Unaona vile nahangaika na hii ya kusukuma hii yetu, ukipata 5 years una sweat. Ukiongezewa 5 unasema wacha itoshe, wacha mimi niende nyumbani. Heri hiyo yako unaweza kusukuma popote mpaka 2040. Hii yetu hii ni ngumu. Hata hawa waheshimiwa wanajua. Hii yetu iko tabu.
Kasongo
Mobali nanga.
Kwanza ikifika 2027 naiba mpaka kura ya madhangu na budangu. Sitaki warudi tu huko tena. Sima youth church anuka. Madha zetu bado Ruto unaenda home na 13 parliament tunaivunja. Wende home wote tuanze fresh.
I'm nervous. I'm terrified more than usual. Well, this thing is going to be televised, so I'd like to say this first. If you ever see me getting beaten up by the police, or if you see me getting beaten up by anybody, put the video camera down and help me.
And we are not alone. There's a new force of nature at hand, stirring all over the world. They are the young people whom, frankly, we have failed, who are angry, who are organized, who are capable of making a difference. They are a moral army. And the most important thing that we can do for them is to get the hell out of their way.
Niko ndani na tunamalizana na nyinyi kama tunamalizana na nyinyi. Mmetutesa sana. Today is today. You must hear our cry. Sisi ni sisi. Mtatusikiza. Hii ni bunge yetu. Sisi tumewafanya mko hapa. This is our parliament. You must hear us. Kama hamna masikio tutawafanya msikie.
No one is going to tell me what to do at what time. I'm in charge. So please put that proposal on the table and then let's discuss it. And if they need a right, you can't say because there is a rule here. We work according to the rule. President, nataka kuambia uko na miaka 2 katika ofisi. Na wananchi hawa they will punish you na hata ukiwa na pesa watakutoa nje.
Idiots who don't want to participate in the affairs of their nation, they think things will just work in and of themselves. Then they are tribalists. And these tribalists, they think that they are only safe with people who are from their tribe. And tribe can mean people from the same culture, same language, or same culture. Then they are citizens. These are individuals who are responsible and know that when you want to be served, you must give those who have the desire and the intellectual capacity to serve you. In many societies, it is only a small percentage of people that can be called citizens, not more than 5%. And if a society wants to grow in the right direction, civic education is what will help the idiot and the tribalist to become a citizen.
Wacheni tu mimi niseme na mapema. Ndio kama kuna list na andiko mniweke kwa list. I can't wait to reject Finance Bill 2025. I can't wait because I know it will be something absurd. It will be something mental. I can't wait. Mniweke kwa list jameni. List reject.
Majenzi mko? Kazi mnafanya kwa mtandao ni mzuri sana. Na tunapongeza nyinyi. Na muendelee. Mtaendelea. Lakini mtandao peke yake haitoshi. Tunataka mjiandikishe kama wapiga kura. Wale watu ambaye watakomboa Kenya hii, wenye kuamua Kenya itaongozwa namna gani, ni hao majenzi wetu mwaka wa 2027. Lakini hamwezi amua Kenya itakaa namna gani kwa simu peke yake. Lazima mchukue vitambulisho, lazima mjiandikishe kama wapiga kura. Siku hiyo ikifika muamuke saa 9, muungane na sisi na wengine, tuende pale kwa debe, tutafute uongozi wa maana ambaye utaheshimu wa Kenya, utaheshimu demokrasia na utakubali kufanyia kila mtu maendeleo. Tumekubaliana majenzi?
Now, why do you want Ruto gone?
We want Ruto gone because he is killing innocent people. He's wanting to pass the Finance Bill 2024. He's putting tax on sanitary products that girls can't even buy. He can't go to school. He's corrupt. He's taking the money. He needs to go.
Yes.
Get out. If you're going to raise anything, start with your hairline.
Nice.
Control, Alt, Delete, Ruto. The drunk did better than you. Drunkard did better than you.
Nice.
Mungu yetu itoe Ruto Kenya, hata kama angalau na jali. Sisi Kenya tumechoka na Ruto, maisha imetuharibikia, analipisha mpaka sodo ya wamama. Pure kabisa Ruto. We don't like you, go home. Sasa tafuta kiongozi ambaye anapenda mwananchi na anapenda kijana kama.
They want to be described as honorable even when they are horrible. They acquire things which they have not worked for. They promise us things that they know they will never deliver. And there is no shortage of such men and women in the African continent.
Now the next election, yes. Unajua hawa ndio watakuwa nasema fagia wote ama mtasema namna gani? This generation, yes, they use their might because they didn't vote. The largest vote in the last election.
You like me, why them a fight me. You like me, chewing a bone with a bite. You like me, chewing a bite. Don't like, how I know. We don't trust them, even if we bust them. We don't trust them, stay far, not touch them. We don't trust them, hope their man not sub them. Informer, me say you must them.